Don't check me about what goes on in my house, especially if it's no harm, it's to do good.
I'm gonna tell the truth. I think I'm about to start a fight. Y'all ready?
Have you ever felt that your exes was still controlling the house that you live in? I don't mean the actual house, I mean what's going on and how things are done. It so happens Kyla's mother calls saying, why can't my child go swimming? And that moment I felt like,
but see, that was through your lenses.
here we go. You see how he always
Oh no
tries
no!
to
Oh no 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 no!
That's your stuff. That's not mine. And don't make it mine.
The number one thing that a person who feels like they're in control hates is when they lose it. Don't let them control you.
It says you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. Hi, my Dope Blend family. Oh my goodness. We are here again. I have a question for you guys. Have you ever felt, and I guess this is more so for the bio parents more than anything, but have you ever felt that your exes was still controlling the house that you live in? And I don't mean the actual house, I mean the house itself, like what's going on and how things are done. I mean, I think, have you ever felt that way?
Yeah, there have been times when I have felt that you felt that way, and so it made it all feel that way.
Well, yeah, so we're going to talk about that today. I think that's something good. I think it's a good conversation that we can gonna do a deep dive into. But family, you know, I want to say before we get into this conversation, which is going to be really good, I want you all to continue to like and subscribe to all our social media platforms, My Dope Blend Podcast and the Bonus Club. We see the comments, we hear what you guys are saying. You guys have been so engaged and we love it. I mean, we've even seen an uptick in followers and we're very, very excited about that. So keep following, keep giving your input, keep giving your dialogue. Actually, we like the good, the bad, the indifferent. It all is a part of the game.
Make sure you share this.
Yes.
Because I'm sure that there's somebody who can identify with what we're talking about.
Absolutely, I'm sure of it. All right, so you ready to talk about this?
Let's get into it.
Okay. So, I read an article, and I can't remember if it was specifically an article. I know I saw it on social media. And this young lady, she was newly married, okay? And she had a bonus daughter. And in that, she initially moved into the house with her new husband that the ex-wife lived in. So there's an uncomfortable feeling there immediately, you know, because you don't feel like this house is your own. I'm laying in the same bed that the ex-wife lived in, and the kitchen, and all of those things. So I'm sure, you know, after conversations and talks through, they decided to sell and move into a new home. And in that, she says that in moving in the new home, the ex-wife told her basically how to decorate or put the child's room together and what she should do to make her child feel comfortable because this is what she does at her new home. How do you feel about that? Do you think that's right?
No.
Do you think that makes sense?
No.
As a bio parent, would you even entertain that?
No.
Not at all. Okay, so from a standpoint of, you know, my daughter likes this because she loves this color and all that, would you?
Well, first of all, my thought process is, if, as a bio father, as a bio parent, I should also know my child.
Okay.
So, I mean, if it's my house with my new wife, I know what my child likes also. So I don't see how there is any room for my ex to have imposed her thoughts on what we should do with the room for my child in our house. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's twofold for me because I am a bonus mom and I am a bio mom too. I think with men, and no shade, no shade.
Anytime
it's really,
a woman says no shade, there's shade coming.
Women know more detail about their kids. We know the colors they like. We know what they're into at the moment. Usually men lean on the wife or the significant other, whoever in the relationship, to really give that information, because y'all don't pay attention to detail like that. That is true. You don't. Okay. So one minute the child could like this character, the next week the child could like another character, and women try to stay up on that because they want to always make the child feel like their room is that place of, sanctuary or fun or whatever it may be. So from that standpoint, I get it. My issue with it is there's ways to go about, stating that you would like for your child to have certain things, opposed to telling me this is what my child like and you need to do it. You don't tell me what I should be doing in my home, especially when I'm already in an uncomfortable situation, and when we decided to move from that home into a new home because of trying to create our own. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes it's difficult for the man to step in and step up in that situation, because it's like, well, that's my baby, so I want to make sure my child is okay, but at the same time, it is our thing and we got to do it. But you may want to listen a little bit to it, because that's what I took from her thing on social media, that she was just like,
Yeah, but a lot of this is attributed to bonus mom, ex-wife, bio mom, right? Okay. I've never been a bonus dad. I've only been a bio dad, right? Okay, but I would go out on a limb and say that not too many bonus dads would accept the imposition of a bio dad. Men are different.
Okay.
So what you're saying makes sense, but as I established all the way back in season 1, women can also be catty.
Oh, I don't.
So
I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some of that is catty. Some of that is, I'm gonna tell you ain't gonna tell and I'm gonna tell you what my child like, and my child likes this color, and my child likes this color. You flip that situation with men. And that man gonna say, okay, I get the fact that you're trying to tell me that your son like basketball. Cool, I like basketball too. Your son might like this, I like this. So we're gonna come up with a happy medium. And I'm going to decorate his room like this because this is my house. In your house, you can put up whatever poster, you can put up whatever goal, you can put up whatever sports paraphernalia you want to put up in. As for me in my house, I'm going to do it this way.
Okay, I'm going to take it a step further. So in that article, guys, that was specifically about decor and new home and all that. But I feel like an ex-spouse, and not just to make it more about both sides, male and female, an ex-spouse, how they can infiltrate, or take over. I'll share something that I felt was like, okay, you're there, we're here. And before I share that, let me say this. Now, I think I've always took the stance with the girls, especially when they were in that preteen, teen stage, that if they're punished or anything like that at their mom's house, I felt like they should be punished at our house. If there was a reason behind it, specifically they did something that was not right, it had to do with school, and you all, had an understanding of that, y'all made agreement to punish them, that shouldn't change because they're coming to Dad's and Miss L's house. Okay, that sticks. Now, there was a situation, I'll never forget, because our house is the hangout house, where they had just come off of a trip or something like that with their mom, and Kyla has swimmer's ear. And that Sunday we had a get together, and all the kids wanted to go to the pool. They wanted to swim, so all the kids got in the pool. And I told Kyla, no, you can't get in the pool. And I told Kyla, I don't think it's right for you to get in the pool because you have swimmer's ear, and it's going to only get worse. And if you do that, then in my mind you're gonna get sick, even sicker. I say, and then two, in the back of my mind, I felt like I'm gonna be blamed for if she gets sicker. So what happened was, we all went to the pool. Now I told Kyla she could still go to the pool, put her feet in the pool, all of that stuff, but just don't submerge yourself. It so happens Kyla's mother calls, and it wasn't tattling, but somehow in the conversation,
saying, "Where are
she was
you?
saying,
I'm at the pool."
right, I'm at the pool. I'm not getting in the water because I have swimmers, and Miss L said I have swimmers, I can't get in the water. I recall she calling you, saying, why can't my child go swimming? And that moment I felt like, how dare you call my house and my event to basically check me, but not check me, because I didn't let your child go swimming because she was ill. And if I would have, and it would have gotten worse, then it would have came back on me again. She let my child go swimming knowing she was sick. It was like a no-win situation. But in that moment, I felt like you had no right.
Okay.
So what happens in situations like that? And I remember that because you and I, we didn't get into it, but I felt like she had no right to call or say anything. This is my house.
Okay.
Yes, your child is here, but I don't control nothing that goes on. You don't step in when they're not with you or in any way. So what even gave you that notion that you could do that? Because to me that was stepping outside of, oh, I'm the mom. It was basically a check.
Okay.
So I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
What did I say?
I can't remember. Do you remember?
Because I remember the situation, I remember the scenario, but I don't remember what I said.
I think I do remember, kind of, sort of, because I got mad at you because I said, why did you just tell her that, that's not your business, and you more so, which that is your nature, because you're not one to like chaos. So it was more of, no, Kyla was this and it's not that, and I agreed, instead of just saying, no, the decision was made and that's it, that's all. It's like going back to the conversation we had before, like in regards to pretend. No, pretend. This is what's said at this house, and you're going to respect it. That is it.
So I didn't stand on.
I don't know. You pacified it like, no, that's, I remember you saying, no, I told her, no, Kyla's ill, and, I think that was the best thing. And yeah, it was the best thing, but still, that's not your business. That's not your business. Period. Like, this is my house, that's your house. Don't check me about what goes on in my house, especially if it's no harm, it's to do good. Why are you checking me about it? Or why are you checking my wife? Or inadvertently trying to check my wife?
I don't remember.
See, it's coming all back. I'm getting upset all over again.
As usual.
Oh my God.
But I guess.
And I'm sure you guys feel, I'm sure this, no, listen.
I didn't say a word.
I'm sure this story is probably somebody driving or in the house or just listening, period. Like, yes, this is exactly what I experienced. Thank you. And I'm sure a man is looking like, oh, here we go. But it's true.
I think I'm about to start a war, though. I really do. I really think I'm about to start a fight, though.
I'm telling the truth.
I'm going to tell the truth. I think I'm about to start a fight. Y'all ready? I'm getting ready to start a fight.
Say what you want.
Okay, here we go.
Go for it.
Here we go.
Oh, I can do that. Well, no.
Yeah, I'm already cracked it. So I don't remember what I said.
Okay.
I know me enough to know that I probably did try to diffuse the situation.
Diffuse is a good word.
A very good word. Because and I'm glad you agree, because there's a difference between diffuse and pacify. You used the word pacify.
I do.
Okay.
I did.
But see, that was through your lenses.
Here we go. You see how he always
No. That was through your lenses. See? I think that a lot of times, and we're talking about the ex running the house and the ex not having.
And this is one way of them trying to do it.
I understand. Yeah. But I'm just saying that I think that, and I have said this before, that there is, everybody in the blended situation has their own perspective. There's the perspective of the bonus parent, the bio parent, the bonus / bio children, the ex, and then the bio children that come in new.
Yes.
Everybody has their own perception and their own perspective of what is happening.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, there's two things going on in your story. One, you're a bonus parent, which automatically puts you on guard. Two, you're a woman, which automatically puts you on guard because women tend to be catty.
It's not about
no.
catty.
I gotta make that statement because here's the thing.
It's not about being catty.
Here's the reason why. Because if your bio children, let's use Carter and Cooper as an example.
Let's use them.
If they went to the pool and they were sitting by the pool and everybody else was swimming, and you got word that everybody else was in the pool, and let's not use Carter because Carter's my son. Let's use Cooper because Cooper's your son. Okay, Cooper calls you your baby, your pootie.
Carter's my baby too.
He's mine.
He's my first baby.
He's mine.
Keep going.
Okay, Coopy's your baby. All right. Coopy calls you on his little iPad thing that you gave him access to call you, okay? And lets you know that he is sitting by the pool and everybody else is in the pool and I'm not. Okay, which in this case you admitted that that wasn't even the situation.
No,
you said it just so happened that the question was, where are you?
Correct.
I'm sitting by the pool.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Now let's just say that they're with their uncle or their aunt.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. And you got on the phone with the uncle or the aunt and you said, okay, now tell me what Cooper said everybody else in the pool. How come everybody else in the pool and he not in the pool?
But this is where there's a difference.
Tell me the
You know
difference.
my personality.
Okay.
If my baby has swimmer's ear, an infection in their ear, you know that before, if I immediately would be like, I don't want my baby in the pool. You know that.
I get that.
That is who I am.
I
wouldn't have tripped off of that
I
because.
understand, but that's not the point I'm making.
But that's the truth.
It might be the truth, but that's not the point. The point that I'm making is, as a mom, you have the right, whether it's right or wrong.
But
you have the right to call and inquire as to what's the situation and what's going on.
Let's rewind that.
So is it being filtered through?
You're not hearing.
I am hearing.
You're not.
I am.
No, because I'm not saying the call was the issue. I'm saying once it was explained why you can't get in the water, that shifted to no. That's what the issue was.
See,
that's
I get it.
Because you was trying to control. Okay. You was trying to control that narrative because even though you knew your child had swimmer's ear, you felt the need because I said it, and I know that's what it was. And you have to think about it. That's when we were still in the thick of it. I don't even know if we hadn't even had, I had just had Carter. We were still in the thick of the freshness of marriage.
You couldn't have just had Carter because
this was when we lived in Tucker. This is when we lived at the other house. This is not the current house.
There was a pool in Tucker?
Yes.
Oh, that just goes
now you
straight.
know,
I don't
that's a
remember
shame.
nothing.
Don't remember the house. Yes.
Listen.
Yes.
Life is a blur.
Yes.
Since having 4 children.
We have had a pool at the last 2 houses.
Sure was. I remember now.
Okay.
That happened there?
Yes.
Okay, I thought it happened in somewhere else. Okay.
So in that situation, that was the so we were everything, feelings and all was still fresh, and you know it.
Okay, but I don't disagree with that.
In that situation, and just hear me out. In that situation, it was loaded.
Okay, I don't disagree. Guess what? One thing I know is who we're talking about, and that's no shade. That's just I know the personality. So I get it. I really do.
Okay.
I'm just coming back to the point of what we're discussing today, being when the ex
I do love
runs
this.
the house.
Yeah, I love this dialogue about that. My New Orleans just came out.
I heard it.
Because you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you ain't gonna wear me no.
Yeah.
So, but I get what you're saying.
Okay.
I really, really do. I don't think that the ex anybody
should
mom, dad, they don't have the right to dictate
what happens
or even influence, in my opinion, because at the end of the day, as long as now let's clarify. If the bio parent is a responsible, attentive, involved parent, okay, there's always exceptions. Now, if the bio parent doesn't pay attention and is not really involved, and they leave the child to the care of the bonus parent to do everything because the bio parent's always out doing such and such and such, I could see how the ex could feel like I need to remain involved.
They would have merit to do that. My thing is this, and this is to the viewers and the listeners, and this goes back to an episode we talked about having grace. I think when you are dealing with a blended situation and there's still unresolved feelings and underlying issues in how that relationship ended, instead of persecuting the new person in that, give them grace, especially when they are new to a dynamic that they've never dealt with. One, a broken marriage that I'm walking into, I have nothing to do with. And then two, being a parent to children that you did not birth. I don't know what being a parent is. I'm willing to learn. And I'm willing to learn from you according to how you present it to me. You present it to me in a negative tone, in a negative way, because you have unresolved feelings and you filter them through me because of your dislike or bitterness or sadness toward the ex-spouse is not fair. So you can't pick apart every single thing that may or may not happen just because you want to find fault. And the fault always lands, unfortunately, on the new partner / spouse. It does, because they're the innocent bystander. They're the innocent one. That's my look.
Oh, sometimes I think her face gonna get stuck.
You know what I'm saying? It's not cool, but it happens. And in that situation, this is to the moms and the dads. I am a bio mom as well, so I think I can say that because, God forbid, I pray that never happens to us in regards to us ever,
Well, this is the death do us part. However you want to spin that.
But separate or anything like that. But I as a bonus mom and a bio mom, I look at it honestly and truly through both lenses. I really do, because I look at it too for my children, for my bonus girls, because as we talked about statistics, the likelihood of them getting in a relationship with someone that has a child already is very high, and I don't want that to happen to them.
Well, I would like to hope that if our daughters get into a situation, I hate to use the word situation, but I would just hope that, as you said, the likelihood of them getting into a relationship in the future that does not involve the blended is slim.
It's slim.
So I would like to hope that our daughters would be able to look back, think about how we handled it. And when I say we, I include them as well. Think about how we navigated through it as a family, and be able to apply some of the things that they were able to see you do, see me do, remember that they had to do, so that they would know how to navigate through the situation as well.
Now we're going to come back and we're going to talk about another scenario, but in that, I also just want to leave with this real quick, that for the new individuals, the new partners, the new spouses, the bonus parents or whatever, you cannot go into this situation with the attitude, you don't tell me, I do what I do. Come on. That too, you have just as much a responsibility as the actual bio parent. Your attitude will dictate the entire situation as well, and how you all handle situations, and you can't respond with negativity. You cannot give what is given. You have to learn how to sometimes turn the other cheek and just let things be and trust your spouse or partner to have your back. But
once again, we thank you for viewing my shady blend today.
Yes. But with that being said, we want to thank, our wonderful sponsors. We appreciate, all of their support and their love. And to those who would like to sponsor us, we gladly, happily welcome it and accept it. Skittles, here you go. Taste of the rainbow. But no, we do appreciate that. Thank you so much for all that you guys are doing and believing in this podcast and what we're trying to do in the community for blended families.
I agree. And, we are just grateful for everybody who believes in what we're doing and partners with us in what we're doing. As Leslie shared a couple of episodes ago, the statistics of blending is through the roof. And even those statistics are not up to date. Just the idea of almost 1,300 to 1,500 families blend a day. And most of the statistics show that many blended families don't even make it. So, for those of you who feel like this is something that you want to partner with, to help us get this word out, we just appreciate you. We appreciate everybody that's willing to join with the Bonus Club and be a part of our community.
Yes, we love y'all.
So now.
So I have one more example of the ex kind of, still trying to take over or control the household. Currently in our subdivision, we have a house that's for sale. Okay. The house is for sale because of a impending divorce. And in that divorce or whatever, now the spouse has to move. Because the other spouse is like, if I can't live there, you can't live there. And it's like, well, what about the children? The children love the neighborhood. The children are thriving at the school. This is a family-oriented area. It makes complete sense. So why don't we meet somewhere in the middle to, allow this to stay, this normal environment for them to stay that way, that this safety net for them to remain. And the other spouse is like, no, they're trying to control the narrative or the outcome of this. So what do you do in that situation? Because that's a totally different way, because you have situations where ex-spouses will control that portion, or you got to sell a house, or you can't have this person in here. You could, so, I mean, let's keep it real.
I mean, again, I say nobody has the right. Most of the time when you have situations like that, that is just another example of why you probably should be divorced in the first place. I mean, if you're dealing with, somebody who is being that overbearing, or somebody who's trying to dominate the situation or run the situation, and is not willing to bend and is not even open to, reasoning and things of that sort, 9 times out of 10, that's probably what has led to the divorce in the first place.
But the truth is, if you think about it, just, you think, if you look at celebrities and all of those things, and, unfortunately, the divorce rate is very high.
Sure.
And, you always hear about, they're trying to divide, the assets and all of those things. And it's
a money thing.
It's a money thing, but it always comes to the house. Because I've read a lot of articles about, they decided to leave the house to the woman, or for the kids and things like that, or they're fighting over it. We have to sell, take what we get from the house and split it, and then I can move here because my ex don't want me to live in this. It's just like at what point are you like, okay, I don't care about this. I don't care about this house. I really don't. I'm just being petty. Being petty. And the male can be that way too sometimes. Now
women are catty, men are petty.
Okay, all right, let's
can be
catty petty.
Can be catty
CP.
petty.
Petty catty. Petty catty.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
Let's move on from that, please.
Anyway, no, seriously, but you have that a lot, you know. Men could be just as bitter as women.
Sure.
And they can do
And petty.
No, especially when they are the sole providers. You know, let's
say anything.
when they're the
I'm
sole
just listening to
provider,
you talk.
and then they're like, you know, it's over, I'm done. You get out my house. You gotta go. Take the kids with you. Find your own place. I'll pay for it for a little while. Keep it moving.
Okay.
We done seen movies about it. We read about it. We know somebody that's going through it right now about it. You know
I
what I'm saying?
personally think this.
That's control.
It is control. So here's something that I would say to, you know, the person that's on the other end of the control in that type of situation. My thought process is, and this is not to say that it's easy. It's not easy. It's not. It's not easy. Because when you're in something, it's hard to see the end. It's hard to see the other side. When you're in the middle of something, it's hard to see how it's going to work out, what the outcome is. All you see is the turmoil and the trouble and the discord that you're dealing with in the moment, and the decisions that you have to make that are quick. And you know, now I got to find a new house, and I got to figure out how to get my credit right, or I have to figure out how am I going to come up with enough money to get approved, and how am I going to afford a mortgage by myself, and how do I afford for the kids to go to private school, and now they got to go to public school. And so you're in the middle of all of that, and it's hard for you to see the other side. What I would like to offer would be, even in the middle of it, try to find a way to put everything into perspective.
Okay.
What I mean by that is, the reality of it is, yes, it might be easier to stay in the home. Yes, it might be easier for your children to stay in the home that they love and that they're accustomed to, and stay in the neighborhood where they have friends, and stay where they could go to the school that they've been going to. Yes, that would be simpler. That would be easier. But what happens when life goes on for you?
Yeah.
What happens when you meet someone new and they don't want to stay in the house that belonged to you and your ex-husband? And they want to move on, and they want to have children of their own, and they want to live in a different neighborhood, and they want to live. So if I could offer anything, it would be, even in the process of having to make tough decisions when you feel like you're being forced to make them, consider the other side. On the other side of this, I should find a perspective that says, even though it's uncomfortable, even though I don't necessarily want to do it right now, it's difficult, I don't see how it's going to work out, let me ride the wave.
Okay.
Let me go along with the process. Let me figure this thing out. Because obviously, there's something on the other side of this that is going to work out.
Correct.
For my good, for my children's good, for our peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just can't, I can't see you, you know, deciding to live with me in the home that I lived with my ex-wife. You would not have done that.
No.
And you didn't do that. Because by the time you and I got together, I was removed from that home, from that house.
Thank you, Jesus.
Okay. So you got to think newness. You got to think ahead.
Okay. So with that, I don't know, this season for some reason, I'm loving quotes that I read and I see. I don't know. I think they're just so helpful. And one of the quotes that I think is really good is, it says, you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. It says the most important thing is learn to react less. When you control your emotions, nobody can manipulate you and your thoughts.
That's great. That's great.
And I think that's something that we have to take on, especially when it says you can't go back and change the beginning. You can't.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of the things that happen when control comes, it comes from a place of hurt. It comes up from a place of misunderstanding. It comes from a place of not wanting to be vulnerable, because the vulnerable has put you in this place. Vulnerability has brought you here. And people are afraid of that. People are afraid if when I let go, someone is going to hurt me, or I won't be who I am. I'm gonna lose me. Mm-hmm. And then when you've put all your heart and soul and mind into something like this, a relationship, it ends. I have empathy for that in regards to a divorce and an ending of a relationship. It feels like a death. It does. And I haven't been there, but I have been in relationships.
You were in a relationship before me?
I'm not even going to answer that. But anyway, so I know what that feels like. And I think what happens is we tend not, as a community, as a culture, we don't deal with our emotions well. We don't. Mm-hmm. We don't go to counseling. We don't talk about them. We told suck it up, keep it moving. Be strong, you got it. No, you're not strong. You can't be strong all the time. But in that, don't let that then filter into this, where when things come in and when people are now, new people are in place and your children are involved and all of that, that you bring control and manipulation and all of those things into the picture because you can't deal with you. That's your stuff. That's not mine. And don't make it mine.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I also feel like as the person who may feel like they're being controlled, mm-hmm. the number one thing that a person who feels like they're in control hates is when they lose it. Ooh, you want to aggravate a person that's controlling? Don't let them control you. And what I mean by that is, using the example that you used for the subdivision.
Yes.
You understand? Mm-hmm. Albeit hard, not making it easy, albeit hard. Mm-hmm. All right. I'll move.
You move?
What? I'm using the example that you used. I'm referencing the example that you used. That person is trying to control. Mm-hmm. You won't get out of my house. If I can't stay here, you can't stay here, and the kids can't stay here. All right.
Then I'm gone.
Guess I got to sell the house. I guarantee you the person that is trying to control the situation will lose their mind because they're losing control. You're dealing with a situation where the ex feels like they can control your house. When the ex starts to do things that are overbearing and overstep, meet them with no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I understand why you're suggesting that. I might even take into consideration what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I got this. Lose their mind.
Let me ask you this, and then we'll get to our skittle it. Do you feel that it took you a moment to get there? Do you feel at some point there was a level of control that your ex had in regards to our household? And it may not have been whole color scheme and all of that, but it was a tidbit of a control thing even in our home. Do you feel?
I don't know if I would say that. I don't know. See, you asked the question.
You live in our home,
yeah,
so if they
question,
control some of your thoughts.
I don't know that I would phrase it that way though. You say, do I feel like I had to, get over that I felt like the ex controlled the house? I never felt like my ex controlled our home. Mm-hmm. Now, the dynamic of me and my children, mm-hmm. yes, there was some control involved. The dynamics of you and our children, there was some control involved. But I guess I feel like as far as the house, and I don't know if maybe I'm not separating them the way you are.
Because you can look at it twofold, and we have to get to this real quick, but the house is a home is a house, and all of those things. So we are the individuals that live in the house, but we're the home.
Yeah, I get it.
It's all how you look at it.
Yeah, one of the things that, and I honestly would say that I am so passive or can be. I can be passive.
Leslie's like, oh my God.
I used to be extremely passive.
Wow, no, seriously, because he says that all the time. He used to be extremely passive. And for you to say, I can be passive. Wow.
I can be. I can be passive. And so there are some things that I'll brush off and that Leslie will catch, and she'll be like, no, you got to look at that, because that there's some control in that. Okay. For example, I think that one sign that you can look for as control is over involvement.
Yep.
You know, in my situation, it was group chats. You know,
Who was in the group chat?
group chat would be myself, my bio children, and my ex.
So Leslie wasn't in.
No.
This
And the group but the purpose of the group chats was so that
she could keep tabs
kind
on.
of keep, you understand? It was so that
The child
so
support
that
ended.
I'll know, you know, what's that everything that's being communicated to me is also being communicated over there. Everything that I'm doing, make sure that they're also doing it. Versus just trusting the situation that our children have gotten older and they're coming to the both of us. They can come to us on their own terms in their own way. But so that you can know, so that you can be in the know, create a chat with all of us in there and put everything there, put all communication there, so that I can know that you have told him that you need $35. I can know that you have told him that you need so that when I give you $17.50,
Yep.
I know that he's giving $17.50 too. You know, and that was one way. And so I had to get to a place where I had to say, okay, I'm through with the group chats. I gotta take a break from the group chat because
It was a level
it's
of control.
unhealthy. You know.
Did it put the kids, okay, because when you say I'm opting out, mom didn't opt out.
Correct.
And the kids are like, so can I opt out? Or
Well, so you know what? And here's the rub. Here's the rub. Unfortunately, and I feel like that's where I always kind of get caught up, because my care is always, and my consideration is always going to be for the girls. And what started happening was that for them, it became, now I have to, they didn't initiate the group chat, but they felt a benefit also to the group chat in that now I have to say everything twice.
Yep.
Now I got to talk to you, and I got to talk to her, and I got to hear from her, and I got to hear what she got to say about the situation. Then I got to go to you. It was easy for them. They expressed to me that it was easier, you know. And so for that reason, then I'll say I made my way back into the group chat, but I made my way back in my way, because I recognized what the original intent was. My girls shared now, once I opted out, that it caused unnecessary pressure on them. And so to try to make that not be the case, I was willing to bend for their sake to get back in. But now I'm going to do it my way. Versus me giving a long, drawn out response, I might just like a message. I'm not going to, you know, that's my way of, exactly. That's all you're going to get. You're going to get a thumbs up.
I didn't know they actually come back to it.
Yeah, gradually.
So
it's all
how you look at it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But in this situation, okay, we're back to our Skittles, guys. I love, you know, the colors of the rainbow, and talking about, you know, I think this is a good exercise on how to talk through your emotions and release control of some things when you talk about it. So anyway. So the red, of course, is something that is a little bit difficult, you know, that you all are working through in the blended family. The yellow is a fond memory. The orange is something that, you know, was kind of like you are in the process of, you know, it's not as bad as red. You know, red is like, ugh, this is more cautionary, I would say. Green is something fun, and purple is something to describe the family. So I'm going to choose the orange this time because I think we have done well with the level of control that at one point I felt that we had. I think at moments, I think there will be moments where control will seep in again because I think it's depending on the situation. But I think we have learned, as you just stated, how to, what's the word? Can't think of the word, to work through that. We don't react quickly. Sometimes silence is very loud, and sometimes you have to practice that. So, and I'm learning that, and I think I've done well with that. So, I'm taking the orange.
Okay.
Which one were you going to do?
I will do purple.
Okay.
Which is what? Words to describe our family.
Yep.
I think that a word to describe our family would be, or words to describe our family would be, in control.
Boy, that was good. That was good.
I mean, and by that I don't mean that we have it all together. I just mean that we've done the work to get to a place.
He's in control.
Where, okay, we've done the work to get to a place where we recognize when there is anything outside of us that's trying to influence the flow of our family.
I'll give you that.
If
No,
there's
for real.
anything, and that's not necessarily a person, that's just a period. Anything, situation, person, place that's trying to influence our family in a way that would cause us to feel like we are not in control of the situation. We have gotten to the place of being able to recognize it, and as you said, have the ability to work through it when it shows up.
Yep.
So that's my purpose.
And with that being said, we just want to say, you guys, control, I really don't like that word. In certain situations, you need to have control. And we need to learn better, and we should learn better how to practice those control methods. But when it comes to family and blending and loving each other and working through, it's all about how you react. It's all about taking time to heal and not control or manipulate in order to feel you have the upper hand in a situation that honestly, it's a no-win for all of us when there's that type of hold on a family. So with that being said, is work through that. We know one thing, that we know who is in control. God is in control. And with that, we have to pray through all of those things. And I think that's very important. So I want to say thank you guys for this episode. I appreciate you. Don't let nobody control your house.
Oh my God.
I'm just playing though. But seriously, keep blending. We love y'all and thank y'all.
We want to control y'all. We want you to subscribe, like, comment, stay in the conversation. Make sure that you visit www.mydopeblend.com. Let's blend and join the bonus club so that you can stay a part of the community.
Keep blending. Love y'all. And I control that.
Control.
Keep blending, y'all. Peace.
What did Janet Jackson do? Janet Jackson.
Like this, like that.
Okay.